Welcome to Will It Work? I'm Kevin. Today we're looking at the Channel F System 2. Fairchild video entertainment computer. In the early days of video games, the first home video game system that was released would be the Odyssey. And it is basically a Pong system in that it can play Pong, I guess. But really what it was you would put these overlays on the TV screen itself, and you would use the unit to intelligently display some white blocks on different areas of the overlay in order to play a selection of games. It was more of a novelty type of thing, but it did play table tennis. It did not use, from what I understand, any microchips. It was all discrete circuits. And so it was somewhat unusual. And it did take cartridges, although the cartridges were just jumper boards, meaning that they just sort of changed the logic of the system itself rather than containing any sort of code. So the first video game system that took cartridges which contained code, from what I understand, is the Channel F System 2 here from Fairchild. Well, the Channel F system. The difference between the System 1 and the System 2 is just cosmetic, couple of things with the controller wiring and that sort of thing. But there's no actual functional difference. They're both identical. What happened was, in the beginning, as we've seen with many of these things, is that a lot of electronic companies and department stores and such got into selling their own branded versions of electronics, right? They were selling their own TVs, their own radios, and they were selling their own Pong systems. It was the thing to do. And people like Sears, of course, they had deals with like Atari, etc. And so a lot of places wanted to, be in that space and get into the next big thing. And, however, nobody really knew where this was all going to go and what consumers wanted and that sort of thing. And for some people, it was like, hey, we can put some more intelligent games on the TV, and people will enjoy that, and they'll buy it for Christmas time for them and the kids. But, then you had Atari that was like, well, what people really want is the arcade experience at home, right? They want to play those games that they played at the arcades, and they want to play those at home on their, on their Ataris, is what they were thinking. And that was a different idea. So a lot of these companies like the RCA Studio 2, the Odyssey 2, here we have the Channel F System 2, all of these early systems were kind of going more along the lines of where Pong was, and adding in a whole bunch of different type of games, and not really considering, the whole licensing strategy of getting the things from the arcade into the home. So Channel F system was not a success. It wasn't a very powerful system, but it does get a footnote in that it is the first, although it wasn't on the market long by itself. So this one is boxed. This is one of the first systems I bought when I started collecting, used. It's in fairly good shape, though I've never tried it. If I can push that box top back a little bit. So we have the guide here. The best television entertainment. And, it will show you a few things about how to plug in the cartridge, how to wire it up to the television set, tune your TV dial, crank it. And, limited warranty. Not going to be good anymore. Fairchild Video Products, Santa Clara, California. Copyright 1978, which is right at the end of our whole Pong odyssey for the most part, although we certainly have seen Pongs go into the 80s, and you know, there are actually Soviet Union Pongs and Russian Pongs that were produced into the 90s. So we do have the original AC adapter, the cord, some newspaper here. Let's see what the date on this newspaper is. It's probably from when it was shipped to me, not from the actual 70s. 1998. So that's when I got this. It's around 1998, because I didn't put that newspaper in there. That was probably put in when it was shipped to me. Alright, so let's take it out. Box. Let's put the box over on the side. Unit down here. There we go. And we have our RF cable and our power brick, which outputs 18 volts at 12 amps. Well, it says VA. I'm assuming that's voltage amps or something, but it's quite a bit. But who knows? Hopefully it works. This doesn't look like it's going to be something that's easily fixed. Now, we do have some interesting buttons here, right? We have the power button. We have a reset button. And we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, but it says time, mode, hold, and start. Start, I guess I understand. Hold is like pause, I guess. Mode, I guess you can switch which mode it is in. Time, or maybe there's like a timing reset. It's really weird, right? So I have a few games. There's only about 14 games or something. I think they list, but I think there's like one that was never released in that count or something like that. Not sure. So we have Blackjack. And that's Video Cart 3. We have Video Cart 1, which includes Tic-Tac-Toe, Shooting Gallery, Doodle, and Quadradoodle. And we have a Fairchild Cart 2 in the original box, which has Desert Fox and Shooting Gallery. Now, there's no gun on this, and there's no gun advertised on the box. So it's somewhat odd that the games mention a gun. One thing that is kind of interesting, though, is you can look here. You do offer a keyboard controller, keyboard video cart. Video cart and keyboard sold separately. And this was even, you know, before these systems had even started being sold, because again, this is like the first one. There was this thought process going on with these companies where people are going to want that home computer experience. You know, people are talking about that. Things they could do with a computer at home. People didn't really know that computers were really weak, that they were going to get at home and they weren't going to do all the cool things that they thought they might do. But, you know, the people's imaginations, the future is going to be bright with computers at home. And so they, everybody wanted one. And ultimately, most of them became just video game machines, really, when you look at it. At least in the early days. But even now, most of people that own, say, desktop computers, I would argue that most of them own desktop computers to play video games. Laptop computers, probably more of them are for business than video games. But tablets, probably mostly are used to play games. Do people even buy tablets anymore? I mean, I have, you know, a tablet. I keep it, but Like, I have no desire to buy another one or anything. It's kind of an interesting thing to think about. But then again, I don't buy laptops every year either. Alright, so let's try plugging it in first. Let's see if it blows up. That's always fun with these things that are like 40 some years old. If you get a big spark or something, a hand gets blown off. Alright, well, no smoke's coming out of it, so that's good. And then we'll connect the video to the VCR. I'm going to move this camera just a little bit to the right so I can get in here. I use the VCR because it just gets a tighter signal than going directly into one of these RF modulators that I bought for the PC. It's kind of unfortunate. I have a couple of these modulators, and they don't do nearly as well of a job as an old Panasonic VCR I have. It's actually a DVD VHS combo that I purchased a long time ago to burn home movies to DVD discs. So it's actually a fairly good unit. I bet if I sold it on the aftermarket, which I'm not going to do, but I bet I would get a pretty good dollar for it because it's a pretty good one. It does like all formats, and it's really groovy. Okay, so let's bring up the encoder. Make sure that's gonna work right okay. Resident Evil the Village, which was just shipped to me. So I'm dating this right now. If you're familiar in the future, if you're watching this video at some point and you're like, I wonder when the time period is. Well, this is when Resident Evil the Village just got released. Game could suck. I don't know. Might be great. We don't know. I'm bringing up the encoder software because most of the time I have it up, but I had it down the other day, and I'm bringing it back up really quickly here. So, because that's how I'm going to be able to tell if I get some output out of this thing. I do have a monitor as well, but that's also not on. I'm trying to save electricity. I'm trying to save the planet. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and try the first video cartridge. There we go. We're getting some static sound in the background. You may or may not hear that. Sort of an interesting layout too, right? There's no pins here. They're hidden underneath this, like they're inside this slot here, but it doesn't look like this. There we go. So that's interesting. It's a little overbuilt maybe for what it is, but they were being safe, I guess. I guess that's seated. Let's turn it on. Okay, I see a graphical display, but it's bleeding. Let's go to channel 4. I think that's worse. Let's go to channel 2. And that's not good. It's not tight. This isn't too surprising. So let's look at bottom here. Unit. We have a channel button here. It's set at 3. Let's try taking it up to 5. Or 4, I should say. drop it back down to 3. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in a different cart first, just to make sure it's not something weird with the cartridge. I don't think it is. But I want to rule everything out. 1976. And we get some static there, but we don't get a picture. Ah! We've got a picture. By God. Miracles do happen. Okay. So real quick, I'll just show you the controller. It's wound up on the back here. The idea here is you have this grip, right, that you would hold, and you would move the controller around, you know, this way or maybe like this, but and if you wanted to fire, you push down, right? Not a good overall single, but I guess you kind of can play like this. Although it really seems like it's a two-handed deal, which is fine. But, you know, Atari 2600 was a two-handed deal. And you can also twist. You can go to the right and to the left. So, it's an interesting controller. I don't know how well it works. We'll see if we can get some of these games to function. And go from there. So I'm going to switch over to the video side. We'll take a look at the video for the Channel F and go from there. Okay, so this is the Channel F System 2. We're playing Blackjack. I don't know what all this means. I don't have the instructions for this game, but I probably wouldn't have read them anyway. It says M and cut. I don't know if I use the controller or I use the on the screen, but I'll try the controller here. Pushing down doesn't do anything. Left, right. Let's try the other controller. That doesn't seem to do anything either, so maybe it's the buttons on the board. Let's hit number 4 to start. No. Mode. No. 3. No. 1. It's like that thing goes away. This is like cut. It's like I kind of want it to be like incrementing or decrementing, decreasing. I think you can even lift this up. Yeah, that's interesting. So rather than just pushing down the controller, you can lift up the controller. And I went up to 5. Let me turn on my other monitor though, because I can't do things in real time on the encoder screen that you're seeing, because it's really delayed for me. It's delayed by about 2 seconds or so, and maybe longer than that actually. And so I need a more real-time screen when trying to figure out if a button press is doing something instantly or not. Okay. So I have 13 I want to hit, right? Now I've got 24. We don't want that, so we're down to 4. Hit me again. 14. I busted. Well, good on you. Whew, that's annoying. Now let's play something that's a little bit more, I mean, I don't even know what's going on. Let's play this number 2 cartridge. This Desert Fox might be like a combat clone. Coleco combat clone. The Atari Combat hadn't come out yet. And we'll hit. It's like maybe G stands for game. Game. And then we say we want game 1. Yep. And there's our Desert Fox. This will probably give us a good idea of the controls. And then we'll hit start. And the green guy. Your right and left are working on this left controller. Let's push down to fire. Good. Let's pull up. That didn't do anything. Now let's push forward. Oh, pushing up makes you just go up. Up and down. Right. Left. This controller works okay. Interestingly enough, steering doesn't have a let's try the other controller here. This is some thrilling shit. Left, right, up, down. Oh, you could really hammer them if you were close. I win. All right, so Desert Fox, not fantastic. Let's see what shooting gallery looks like. Gotta admit though, after getting it started, the TV signal is really strong. We've seen a lot of Pong systems not do so well. All right, so that did not choose. Oh, that did choose. All right, hold on. Let's hit this. Game 2. See. What does that mean? Well, this is interesting anyway. Yep. This is what you had to look forward to in the 70s. Come home from school. You're like, whoo! Can't wait to play some shooting gallery and some Desert Fox. Friends be all jealous. Aww! I want to come over and play. You got to do your homework. You can't play. Wamp wamp. No video cart for you. Ha ha. And I mean, I guess we might have, since we're here, we might as well just go ahead and look at the first cart. Oh my God. This is the dumbest. So up is X, and down is O. Well, I guess I'm always X, right? So I'll just, oh. I mean, can anybody win? I mean, this is the dumbest thing ever. You can't win this. Oh no. Like, I watch this in war games. It's a tie. This is the stupidest thing ever. All right. Game 2. Can't even write game on the screen. They put G. 5. C. Oh, this is the same thing. They're like, you know what? We're going to put the same game on a different cart. So if you buy that Desert Fox cart, hey man, we'll give you a shooting gallery, but you probably already got it on the first cart. That's the lamest. Okay. Talk about a ripoff. Game 3. Oh, this is Doodle. Let's see if I push down. Oh. I didn't do anything. Pull up. Oh, gives me a bigger block. Go down. Go up once. Go down once. Go down clears the screen. That seems like an odd choice. Go up once. But how do I actually doodle? Do I turn? Well, that changes the color. Oh, there we go. Oh, I had a phone call there. That was weird. I guess we could say I tested out the length of time that this would work and not error out. So we get a whole 3 colors with this thing. Is that how many colors the system supports? 3 whole colors? It may be. It could be the case. Both, interestingly enough, both controllers control the same thing. So if I push down on one and right on the other, yeah, one's going to tune the other one out, basically. A big block. Even bigger. And even smaller. Whee! All right, let's look at Quadradoodle and then we'll wrap this shit up. Game 4. And why is this quad? Whoa. What's going on here? It's like some sort of kaleidoscope maker or something. Need some background music though. Escaping. Clear it out. Where's the quadradoodle? How do I make it go? Quadradoodle is coming. Pushing it down clears it out. Pushing it up makes the bigger blocks. Left, left, left. That's weird. does that do? Makes that one disappear. Reappear. That indicates that you're in drawing mode and not drawing mode. Wow, is that dumb? Then the left one must be the color. So how did I get the quadroodle part? Do I hit start? Oh, and now I'm not doing anything. It like recorded what I'm doing or what I did. And now it's repeating it all, sort of. Wow, this is really strange. What the heck is going on? It's really bizarre. All right. Well, anyway, I have no idea. Quadroodle. Weird thing. Weirdest thing ever. That's it for the Channel F System 2. It works. It's got a nice strong TV signal. No problems at all. Gonna box it back up and put it back in the collection. Thanks for watching.